Hi there, this is Chad Young, and this is my week one multimedia discussion presentation, and I'll be analyzing the Fair Housing Council of Orange County. So the Fair Housing Council of Orange County is an independent nonprofit. They are an operating member of the National Fair Housing Alliance, but they are an agency in and of themselves. So they're not under a larger agency. They are, like I said, an independent nonprofit, not necessarily associated or a function of the government. As far as services provided, one of their main services is fair housing enforcement. So they will investigate reported incidents of unfair housing practices and then seek solutions to those issues. Next, they conduct fair housing training for local agencies, for developers, and for the public, anyone who is in need of fair housing training, basically. They are also a approved HUD counseling agency. And finally, they provide landlord-tenant mediation. So if there is an issue with tenant and landlord, they can provide those services. As far as their budget, I do not have numbers for their budget. However, they have a staff of approximately 8, including their CEO, Denise Cato. There are all those lovely faces. And of course, they're divvied up into, they've got their their chief operations officer, but then they have their program specialists, their landlord-tenant specialists, as well as their enforcement investigators. And then finally, their outreach coordinator. They service Orange County as a whole. They are one of the oldest fair housing enforcement agencies in Southern California. They were founded back in 1965. They have in their history identified, actually I don't believe it's in the recent, this is more recent, but identified and investigated more than 250 consumer-based complaints in Orange County. So the reason I chose this agency is because working in the planning world, and also living in downtown Riverside, I have an appreciation for and I'm enthusiastic about the new urbanism, and I moved to downtown Riverside because I liked the diversity of the neighborhood, as well as the up and coming nature of it, the ongoing development and bringing it forward. However, those two things can be in conflict, and so you have so issues like gentrification, displacement, and then unfair housing practices can be increased by these development forces. So I would like to see if the programs like these are able to effectively minimize impacts to native populations and the displacement of them.